Okay, so today, boys and girls, we're going to learn about appropriate and inappropriate clothing and footwear for physical education. We need to know what to wear during physical education so we're safe. Our shoes. During PE, we should wear shoes that are tennis shoes, shoes that are, that will stay on our feet if we're running and jumping and playing around. Because we don't want our shoes to come off and us trip and fall, do we? No. We don't want to get hurt. So we don't want to wear shoes, we don't want to wear flip-flops. We don't want to wear high heels. We don't want to wear clogs. Clogs are kind of like heels, but they're not like, there's not a heel in the back. There's a heel all the way through it. That might have been a little for y'all's time. But we want to wear shoes like tennis shoes, shoes that tie, shoes that will stay on our feet if we're running, jumping, playing. And during PE, we want to wear clothes that are, that are gonna not trip us if we're running and not gonna make us fall. So we don't want to wear baggy pants. Or we don't want to wear a skirt that's too long. We don't want to wear a dress that's too long. We want to wear something that's going to cover our body and going to make it easy for us to run or jump or play or whatever. Think about baseball or softball or even football. What do you wear? Well, during baseball, you wear baseball pants, which are usually not form-fitting, but they're not baggy either. And then you wear cleats that are tied. And then you wear, a jersey, which is usually like a cotton t-shirt or something along those lines. Well, you want to do the same thing in PE. Because like baseball or football or basketball, softball, etc., PE is physical activity just like that. Those sports are physical activity just like PE. So like some of the clothing we want to wear during PE would be, jeans, pants, khakis, leggings, maybe a dress that'll go, maybe for girls, a dress that goes down to their knees. We don't want something that goes all the way down to the floor, because then we're going to trip on it if we're running, and that's not okay. Because if we trip, we're going to get hurt, and it's going to hurt, and we're going to get a scrape on our knee, and we're going to get a boo-boo, and it's going to hurt. And when we're playing outside with our friends, we don't wear We don't wear dresses and skirts and stuff like that. We wear shorts or jeans or sweatpants or, you know, athletic pants or leggings or, you know, and we wear tennis shoes. Well, I mean, if you were me growing up, I didn't wear shoes at all outside. But don't be like Miss Bailey, because Miss Bailey has scars on her feet. From falling down on concrete on a scooter or a skateboard or, you know, don't be like Miss Bailey. So up here, I'm going to project a PowerPoint. I can't really do that, Dr. Sluter, because I don't have a way to project a PowerPoint, but the PowerPoint's in my lesson plan. And I'm looking at the PowerPoint right here on my computer, but if this were class, you know, I'd project the PowerPoint and I'd show my kids, or the kids, you know, why we need to know what clothes and what shoes to wear, and what shoes are appropriate, and what shoes aren't appropriate or inappropriate, and what clothing is appropriate and what clothing is inappropriate. And I'd show them pictures, and the pictures are in my PowerPoint. And then if I were in like a real classroom, I would do, for the closure, I have a sorting game on the board where I'll take laminated pictures of clothing and shoes that are appropriate and clothing and shoes that are inappropriate, and laminate them, cut them out, either have masking tape or have magnets on the back of them where they'll stick to the board. And then the kids play a sorting game. It's a lot harder to teach when you don't have any kids. When you don't have kids in front of you, it's a lot harder to teach. But I would ask the kids, you know, before we went through the PowerPoint or anything, what clothes they think are appropriate for PE, and what clothes they think are inappropriate for PE, and what shoes they think are appropriate for PE, and what shoes they think are inappropriate for PE. Sorry, I got allergies going on. And if I had students who, you know, have, you know, a hearing impairment, we'd have an interpreter. We'd have an interpreter, or we would have a way that they could hear the lesson as I'm teaching it. Kids with physical disabilities. There should be nothing prohibiting them from participating in this activity. This is a very all-inclusive activity for all students of all abilities. So, like, you know, you got your kindergartners, and you're explaining to them, you know, why PE has a dress code. And I'd talk a little bit about what I remember from elementary school PE, which isn't very much. But I'd tell them about, you know, what I do remember from elementary school PE. And how, you know, I would be, how I would include all students. Because when I was in fourth grade, that was the year after my car accident. It was 2004, 2005, and I had gotten hit by a car in March of 2004. Well, I went back to school in August of 2004 to fourth grade, and we had PE twice a week. And I wasn't allowed to participate because if I got hit in the head, I could die. Or if I joggled my head the wrong way, I could die. So my PE teacher, I'll never forget him, Coach Solomon, he made me, no matter what we were doing, I had to sit on the blacktop by myself while everybody else got to do everything. He wouldn't even give me a job to do or give me an activity to do or anything. He'd make me sit there and watch all my peers play. So my fourth grade teacher just got to where she kept me inside during PE. But I don't ever want my kids to feel like they're not included in the activity. You know, if it's something that they can't do because they have a physical disability, I want to give them a job where they're able to help me and assist me as the teacher. So they're not left out and they're not feeling, like crap. Excuse my language, but I don't want them to feel bad because they can't participate. I know what that feels like, and I don't ever want my kids to feel bad because they can't do something. And that's another thing. I'm going to teach my kids that I can't is not acceptable. I can do something. I might need accommodations to do it, but I can do anything I put my mind to. I'm probably going to fail this. I hope not, because this is really hard to do when you don't have students in front of you to talk to you or you to talk to. This is really complicated and really confusing, and I'm not sure if I did this right. But I hope I at least make a C or a B in this class. I'm really nervous. I talk a lot when I get nervous. Sorry. Excuse me.